Alright, this video is a reply to a video posted by Goldenkobold, and his original video was actually a response to an infinity video, and I'm just kind of replying to what Golden had to say. In this particular video, he made a point of proving his thoughts and theories on what infinity actually was, and I also had some things to say. I agree with the fact that infinity is not a derivative from math, because in man's mind, he's always been thinking at least one step ahead, and with that one step ahead, there's always been something that is going to happen. So having something that's always going to happen is you're just adding one, or you're adding 1/1 billionth of something, but it's always being put in front. And now, you know, that we've developed and man has become smarter, there's always a tomorrow, and with there always being a tomorrow, there's an infinity. And some say, well, the world's going to end sometime, but you know, when the world does end, how are we going to know that the world is gone? And if the world is gone, what about everything around our world? Will it keep going? We don't know. And that's the thing, we can't really think about what infinity is, because our minds aren't able to comprehend it. So infinity is a concept not taken from mathematics, because it's a bare elemental concept, and it cannot be defeated. You can't disprove it because it's there. I also said that science has stated, a large part of the scientific community has said that the universe is expanding and moving towards a point of equilibrium where everything is equal. It is one temperature throughout. And so I ask, with all this expansion happening, there was a start right at the middle, the core, there was a start. And if there's a start and it's continuing, there has to be an end. So there's an edge to this universe. It's called kind of curvy. Here's my universe. What's on the other side of this edge? Is there anything there? Because truly it's an infinity, because it's not stopping. So if it's not stopping, can anything really be on the other side? I don't know. Once again, that's not something my mind can visualize, because when I think of something on the other side, I see it as all white. But there's nothing there, and you say it's all white, and when you visualize that, there has to be some area, there has to be a volume, but there is no volume, because it's infinite. And that's something else. He also said that math works upon fictional ideas, and I agreed with that, because when you say the equation x plus 6 is equal to 66, it's like saying some number represented by x added to the concept of what we call 66, something we measure as 1. You know, we say it's 66 ones. You know, it's a concept. You can't grab it. You can't take 66. I can't hold 66 in my hand. So you can't. It's a concept. And mathematics is applied, which, as he said, you know, is what physics is. But you can't take math and just have it be real. And that was another idea. I asked, well, how can you describe the number 66 other than saying it's the number that comes after 65 and before 67? But what are those numbers? How do you describe those? So you keep moving outward, and there's no end, and that's infinity. So it's another example of there being no end to it. Something I also asked, let me go back to my comments. I wrote everything I've said to you so far, and I put it in a comment, and you can only have 500 character comments, so I've got like 4 different sections, and I didn't even post my last part. And then that example was his example of the French language. And what he said is that if all knowledge of French was just gone, and someone proposed the idea of there ever being a French language, they can't prove it, but they cannot disprove it. Because you can't say, well, there never was, because you don't know. You don't know what came before, because there's no knowledge of it. You can't say that there wasn't, because again, there's no knowledge of it. So that's another idea that I had about it. And my last question is, what is a reality? When many people think reality, they think of something that was created. It's changeable, you can manipulate it, it's tangible. Like this toy bus. I could feel it, I could move it, I could break it, and it was obviously made. And then I pose the question, what is a consciousness? Because you can't change it. You can't create it in a way, nor can you destroy it. So what is it? In a way, is consciousness and infinity. Because you could say, well, everyone could die. And then yes, there would be no consciousness, but how you can't observe that without there being a consciousness. So would it be gone? Would it be there? You don't know. So if you have anything else to say, any comments, please put up a text or video comment or whatever.